What up, y'all? I see a lot of y'all still up. I just sat down for a minute, though, but I'm about to go to bed in a minute, but I'm doing this motherfucker laying down. I'm on some lazy shit. Any other time, I'm like up in the light, but I had to have some light so y'all can see me. I'm in my green thing. So that's what's up. It's Tell It Like It Is TV, facts not fiction in my motherfucking opinion. Topic is celebrities I met and spoke with over time. I say starting in 1995. Okay, so we're gonna go from there and all the way up to where I am now. Some people I may not mention, so don't feel like I left you out. I don't want to mention you for a reason because it's work to do on things, and it's just stuff I'm trying to do, and I don't want to put people out there, you know what I'm saying, about nothing, of my business and what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep the nosy ass artists and people who don't fuck with me, but always trying to come against me or compete with me or even try to beat me at what I'm doing with my own shit. Like, that ain't your pal. But people do that. So I'm not going to talk about like the people that that I want to really tell y'all about, but I'm going to leave that. But I'm going to tell y'all about some good stories with them, though, different ones. Like, I could go all the way back before I even got into the music business. My first celebrity I ever met was in high school, and that was Jesse Jackson and Ozzie Smith. That was the first person, and I got to shake Jesse Jackson's hand when I was 18 years old at high school. He came there and visited, and he was very respectful and nice. Try to sit up because I don't want to lay down and tell my motherfucking story. I want to sit up and tell it. Yeah, but I met Jesse Jackson. Yeah, you could see me better too. Okay. I met Jesse Jackson when I was 18 in high school. He came and visited the high school, him and Ozzie Smith. He was real nice. He shook my hand and, spoke with me. And I can't say the same for Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Smith act like he didn't want to touch nobody's hand. He snatched it away as if we was poison. And I'm not going to sit here and lie. I don't care who you is, where you from, none of that. I tell the truth, man. I was. After that, after I got out of high school, that's when I got into music about maybe a year after graduation. I was 19 when I got into the music business of recording, doing shows, and things like that. So, when I was 18, let's see, I was 18. No, I was 19 because at 18, I was coming out of high school. So, yeah, I was 19. So, when I was 19, I worked about 6 months in the studio recording my first album, or I would say first demo. But for a demo, I had a long ass amount of songs for a demo, but we only ended up like putting 3 or 4 on there. But I was making a demo in the studio at the time. Back then, it was called Prism Studios, and it was based in St. Louis, out toward by the airport. Right, matter of fact, by the airport, by Lambert Airport, and I was in the studio recording. Matter of fact, my very first song that I ever made, which was Cooler Than Cool, I was recording that. And like three other songs, because my recording skills was like Pac, y'all. I get in the booth and I make 5 or 6 songs in 20 minutes. That was me. And you don't believe me, you can ask my manager. I ain't gonna tell y'all to even holler at Ford Choice and them, because they ain't gonna ever tell y'all shit about me. They ain't gonna tell y'all nothing. They ain't gonna mention me. But if maybe my old manager will, get on live one day, we talk again, because we talked before, and he'll tell y'all what my worth ethics was like. He did on the live that we did. he talked about my work ethic. So let me get this damn cord before I lose my juice. All right. Okay, yeah. We talk about my work ethics, and yeah, I would go in the studio. Pac wasn't the only one could do that. I could do that too, and I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat shit. You know, people work with me knew I was fast like that. It didn't take me long to write a song. You could cut a beat on and I pretty much know exactly what the song gonna be. That's how good I am. Y'all see me do it freestyle here online. You know, I did an R&B song out of nowhere. I did a blues song out of nowhere, and I did it right there on the spot. Like I'm talking to you now. When I cut that live on, when I was doing them songs, when I cut the live on, it was action camera roll. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what I was gonna say. I just cut that beat on, and I knew exactly what to say. That's just me. I'm a damn good hook writer, chorus writer, whatever you want to call it. You know, it don't take me long to come up with no hook for any song. I'm just fast at it, man. Long as I'm at peace while I'm doing it, I can finish it extremely fast. I don't like people around me when I'm writing or thinking. So when I'm in the studio, I like it empty. I don't like a lot of people there. I might have one, maybe two people there, but they gotta stay quiet and they gotta stay still. If they can't do that, they can't be there because it fucks with me and my ability of what I'm doing concentration wise. But yeah, at 19, I started doing the shows and stuff like that. So 6 months into being an artist under the name Kool-Aid at the time, I went in Prism Studios and I was working on, like I said, my Cooler Than Cool album. Demo. Well, really the whole album, but I was working on the demo at the time, and I was recording Cooler Than Cool. I had already did the radio station. I was doing the Cooler Than Cool demo tape, which carried 3 songs. But anyway, make the long story short, D'Angelo came there. Yeah, D'Angelo, the singer, Brown Sugar Baby, Angie Stone baby daddy. That's right. He came in the studio unexpected, and he used my studio. And him being a celebrity and me just being an independent artist, we cut my time. Well, I stopped my time to give it to him to come in. He was like, it ain't gonna take me long. I just want to record some shit and like shape up some of my stuff. That's all. We just were trying to mix up and shape up some of our stuff, just brush up on some of my stuff. And I'm like, it's cool. You know, you want to come in? Come on. Because he had a show to do in St. Louis that evening. I want to say at the Black Expo. Matter of fact, it was the Black Expo. So we said, so while he was in the studio recording that Brown Sugar album, we was sitting on the couch listening to this nigga and smoking weed and shit. Cause we didn't have nothing else to do. We didn't have nothing else to do while we wait on him. So we wait, I would say maybe 2 hours, because like I said, he had a show to do in St. Louis. He had to get back to the hotel. So he wasn't going to be in that studio. I would say at least 2 or 3 hours. He had to get back to where he was. So we let him take our time up. Like, we stopped what we was doing, and we let him come in and do his thing. And I want to tell y'all now, he sound just like the album, and it was amazing. Like, it was beautiful. They had the whole band there, all the instruments going, his piano. Everything was in that motherfucker. The drummer, the horn blower, whatever he had, guitars, whatever he had, they were all there. And you could just hear it, and we enjoyed it. We sat there on that couch and got high the motherfucker and just listened to D'Angelo. And then when he got done, we finally come outside. We was outside smoking cigarettes at that time. When he came, well, we had got lunch, like McDonald's somewhere at the time. We came back and he was done. So he came outside and shit and he was like, what's up? And I'm like, what's up? How you doing, D'Angelo? Or whatever. And he was like staring at me and shit. And I'm like, why this nigga staring at me? He trying to flirt with me or something? And he was staring me down, y'all. Like, he was staring me down. And he was like, you coming to my show? I said, yeah, I'm going to come there. He said, you for real? I said, yeah, I'm for real. I mean, if I could get there, I'm coming there. And then I asked my manager, I said, is she going to take me to the show? And he was like, yeah, we'll go to the show. So my manager don't normally lie to me. He usually do what he say he going to do. You know what I'm saying? So I had D'Angelo to sign a dollar bill because I didn't have no paper. I didn't have nothing for him to write on. He was finna go. And we was all outside. So I said, can you sign this dollar bill for me? And he did. Unfortunately, that dollar bill gone. I did save it, but I lost it in a car accident. I'll tell that story later. I lost all my memorabilia of celebrities that gave me autographs back in the day when I either did the show with them or just bumped into them. But I lost everything because it was in my car. What's up, RD? And I was in a car accident. And when I mean, not a car. Yeah, I was in a car accident. And all of my memorabilia was in my car because I was in the process of moving. So I lost every fucking thing in that car. From autographs from D'Angelo to Mac the Maniac, Mystical, Cheryl from the WNBA. I had quite a bit of the Brat. I had quite a bit of people autographs, man. That shit was crazy. But yeah, D'Angelo was in the studio then. Meeting him, he was real kind. I could tell you the personality vibe that he had. He was definitely flirtive. He was very kind of smooth. I would say smooth type of guy. He looked real thugged out, you know, because New York niggas look hard. So he looked like a thug ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? He was hard looking. And but he was smooth with it. It was like a thug nigga, but a smooth nigga. Kind of like Pop. You know, Pop was a thug ass nigga, but a smooth nigga like that. And that's how I ended up meeting D'Angelo by default. He came and used our studio at Prism Studios in St. Louis, Missouri, near Lambert Airport. I was 19, and then I ended up doing more shows. Mystical came to town, and Mystical had a show. I met Mystical. And I try to, Mystical attitude, I'm finna tell y'all now, Mystical attitude is real quiet. Mystical don't talk. Mystical barely said a letter out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I kept looking at that nigga like, why the fuck he ain't talking? We was at the TV show down at the college at the time. Down at the college, it would have been I forget the name. Southern Illinois College. But at that time we was down there, and it was a TV show called Hot Videos that we used to host, or we would come down there and perform for live, like when they take a break or whatever, like a commercial break, we would be the entertainment. So me and Rickathon Records, I don't want to leave y'all out because we was all, you know, all doing our thing at the time. And Mystical was there, and a boot camp clique. So everybody, this was for an actual tour that I ended up opening. And that tour consists of Mystical, the boot camp clique, Mac the Maniac. He was out of New York, Mac the Maniac. Whoa! He used to scream with rage rap. I don't know if y'all remember him, but you can look it up on YouTube. His video should be there. Mac the Maniac, and the main performers were Run DMC, we're gonna get to that story, but Run DMC. But that's why Mystical was in town. All of them was on this tour, and I opened up that tour at Normandy High School in St. Louis, Missouri. So I want to talk about like the celebs, but Mystical was real quiet. Like I said, he didn't say shit. So I'm looking at him like, why this nigga don't say nothing? And they were like, I don't know. I said, this nigga, where he don't even fucking talk. And there was a girl in there, like, he was really nice looking, man. Mystical don't look like he look on the videos. He look better than that. He don't really look like that. He actually look better than his videos. I ain't saying he fine and shit. Like, I ain't looking at the nigga trying, you know. But I'm saying that he don't look, he look like his videos, but he actually look better in person than his videos be making him look. You wouldn't think it was the same almost. He actually a very nice looking man. But he bitches was all over him and shit. You know what I'm saying? At that TV show. It was called what I tell y'all, the hot Hot Videos. That's the name of it. Hot Videos. But the bitches was all on this nigga. He had hoes all on him, right? And he wouldn't even talk to him. They was trying to holler at him, messing with his hair and shit. He was like, nah, don't do that or whatever. That's the only word he said. No, don't do that. And he was just quiet. He wouldn't even talk to the hoes. He wouldn't even look them in their eyes. Finally, I said, fuck this. I'm going to get this nigga to talk. Because that's me. Y'all know me. I don't like to see no motherfucker just sit up quiet all the time. Don't say shit. Something wrong with this motherfucker. Let me go see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or check this temperature real quick. Because, you know, this nigga seemed like he a cool motherfucker. He just quiet, you know. So I went over to him and I got to talking. You know, I made up something to talk to him about. And I know it was about that tour at that time. And he ended up talking. He was like, yeah, we going to be over there or whatever. And I'm like, I'm so glad I got to do this tour with you. And I'm, you know, open up, not do the tour with him, but open up his show in St. Louis at the time. And then he was like, thank you. And all of that, he finally talked. After that, he didn't say shit else. And then he did his little segment on Hot Videos, and then he left. Then I did my little segment on Hot Videos, and we left. Then the show came about 7 o'clock that night at Normandy High School. And I was the open performance that day. I did a St. Louis TV show at the time, an hour before I did that show with Mystical and them. I did a TV show in St. Louis on channel 46 at the time. Yep. I forgot the name of that building on Kings Highway, the Victorian building. That's where I recorded it at the time, back in them days, at the Victorian building. So y'all know I ain't lying. I'm telling the whole story. But back at the Victorian building. But we did the TV show on channel 46. And then that spotlight, that spot check I had was to do my songs and my music and let St. Louis see me on the other side of Illinois and surrounding states or whatever, where they would be able to see me. So I did a TV show on both sides. I had went to Illinois, did a show. That was Hot Videos on TV 13, I believe it was, or 12. And then I went over to St. Louis and I did channel 46 at the time at the Victorian building. And then after I did the TV show, I got down from the TV show. We went into the locker room and here we got ready to pray before we went out on stage, because we go out first before the main artists come out. We the opening part of the show. So we getting ready to pray and everything, and guess who come in there? Run DMC. Ron didn't come in there. The Ron didn't come in there. It was DMC. And it was DMC that came in. It wasn't Ron. And DMC was like, what's up with y'all? Hey, y'all gonna open the show? I mean, he was hella cool, y'all. DMC is a cool motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Smooth, cool motherfucker. He came in there, shook our hands. He said, I want y'all to have a great show. I'm glad y'all opening the show for. He never even heard of us, but he came in there real. He was like, I'm glad y'all opened the show. Thank you for opening the show and whatever. And he was like, well, we finna pray and stuff. He was like, okay, I'll stand there with you. We prayed and everything. And then it was time to go out and open their show. So we ended up going out there, and I was like, man, I hope this audience gonna be cool and shit. So we get up there, I do the music, me, 4Choice. Well, 4Choice backed me up as far as my hype man. So I did Cooler Than Cool that day and Creep and Crawl. I did 2 songs. It was called Creep and Crawl. Y'all can find these songs on Reverb Nation at Cool Lady Cool at Reverb Nation. You can find these songs, but it was Creep and Crawl and Cooler Than Cool. And the Creep and Crawl was like mystical. It was kind of in a rage rap type of thing. So when Trippie Redd say he created rage rapping, that y'all niggas ain't created shit. That shit been there, nigga. Y'all ain't did shit. Wu-Tang did that shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to act like y'all niggas new. Y'all niggas remaking, bitch. I mean, ain't none of y'all doing nothing new, but I ain't finna go into that. But y'all niggas remaking. Y'all not creating, y'all remaking. We make, nigga. We create. Y'all remake. But yeah, it was rage rap at the time. And I did it because I knew Mystikal was there, and I had wrote that song for Mystikal, basically, because I knew I was going to open the show. So I wrote the song like Mystikal, like I was Mystikal. And I wanted it like that because I knew he was there in the boot camp clique, and it was different. So I did it like that. And after I finished doing I did well in my show. People liked it. After I finished the show, up came Mystikal. He did his show, man. It was wild. This shit was wild. It was hype. Then Mac the Maniac. No, not Mystikal, but Mac the Maniac. When I finished, Mac the Maniac came out and did his woo ha ha. Everybody was hyping everything. And then after he did his show, the boot camp clique came out and did something. And next thing you know, Mystikal came out and did his shit. Show hyped in a motherfucker. And last but not least came Run DMC. And they told that bitch to pieces. Run DMC, why don't y'all got that show on y'all tour list? Because I check y'all tour list, right? And I didn't see the show that you did there. So y'all missing some shows on your website where you got all y'all shows that y'all did and we could look at them. You don't have that Normandy show, and y'all need to get it. Y'all need to get it. It was on TV 46, but y'all definitely need to get that show. That shit was hype, man. So Run DMC goes out there, man, and kill this motherfucking shit. Jam Master Jay, I want to tell y'all about Jam Master Jay. Jam Master Jay is the most amazing DJ I ever in my life heard. And I'm not making this shit up, y'all. I ain't never in my life heard a DJ quite like Jam Master Jay. Jam Master Jay, I am not lying to y'all. Jam Master Jay played about mixed about 80 records. Listen to the numbers I'm giving you. He mixed about 80 records, 50 to 80 records. Within 10 minutes. I don't know how he did it, but he did. The shit was the craziest shit I ever seen in my life. And the only person I've seen, can't nobody do that. I ain't seen nobody do no shit like that. That nigga went through that record collection like shit. It was pennies or something, nigga. He went through that record collection like it wasn't shit. Like it wasn't shit. This nigga spent all them goddamn records in 10 minutes. I ain't never seen no motherfucker do that. He was a bad motherfucker, y'all. Man, they need to show that shit. They need to show y'all that shit. St. Louis needs to show y'all that show. That shit was hard, bro. They need to show y'all that shit. But yeah, man, he a legend and he gone. They need to show y'all that shit. That shit was the coldest shit I ever seen in my life. But yeah, man, he spent all them records in like 10 minutes. Mixed that shit fast as hell. You know, they use vinyl. They don't use that shit they use now. Man, that nigga was taking records off of that plate, off that goddamn record player like it wasn't shit. He moved them bitches fast, nigga. When I say fast, I'm talking about by the time you blink your eye, the new record was already on, nigga. That nigga was that cold. Man, we killed that motherfucking show. Jam Master Jay was cool as fuck, very friendly, smiled a lot. DMC was cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Smiled a lot. Mac the Maniac was cool as fuck. He tried to flirt. And Mac the Maniac remind me of what's this guy? 607 Unk. That's kind of what Mac the Maniac looked it like. 607 Unk without the buck teeth, like the bigger teeth. He looked kind of like 607 Unk. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But yeah, man, and the boot camp clique, they all tried to holler, and they like, you come back to the hotel with us? Hell no, nigga, what the fuck I look like? Come back to a hotel with a whole group of niggas. They motherfucking ass try to be slick and shit. They was thinking, oh, cause she 19 years old, she don't know what's up. She'll come, she'll think she just fit. Yeah, they was like, we finna have some drinks, we gonna have some weed, you know, talking that shit. We gonna have some drinks and weed. We just gonna party. Yeah, nigga, you trying to fuck me. You ain't trying to party me. I ain't coming to that goddamn hotel room. Shit, I ain't coming no motherfucking where. But yeah, it was a good ass show, man. So when the ladies say that Mystikal raped them, I just don't get it, because Mystikal, when I met him, he didn't seem like the type that'll rape shit. He looked like the type that was arrogant and stuck up and didn't want to holler at your motherfucking ass. So it make me wonder, you know, about these cases and stuff that be put against him. Was, you know what I'm saying? Because when I met him, I ain't see that in him. He wouldn't even holler at the bitches. Like I said, he had about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bitches on him, and he ain't try to holler at none of them, bro. So if he was a rapist, why wouldn't he try to holler at them women that was all over his ass and chasing him down? He wasn't even looking at them hoes. It was like it was like they wasn't even standing there. They all in the vein, Mystikal. He wouldn't even talk to him. I put this on my daddy grave, yo. He wouldn't even talk to him. He wouldn't say one word or letter to them bitches. I am not lying to y'all. But yeah, man, I don't see how he charged 2 times for rape and he could get women. It ain't like he a ugly ass nigga. He could get women. And when women come for him, he don't really take to them. So maybe, I don't know. But I just find that strange, like they say that about him. But he is kind of different because he don't talk. He's stiff. You know what I'm saying? I tell it like this. I ain't gonna lie. I keep it real. I ain't gonna lie on nobody. And Reverend Ron, he was stuck up. I ain't even gonna lie. He didn't talk to us. He spoke to us when he came in. He was, how y'all doing or whatever, but that was it. That nigga didn't want shit to do with us. He didn't want to talk to us. He didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even get to take pictures or nothing like that because we didn't even have cell phones then to take the pictures. Unfortunately, we didn't have cell phones. But, Reverend Ron was stuck up in the motherfucker. He was arrogant as shit. You know, it's kind of like he walked in that motherfucker like, no, I'm here. Let's do this so we can hurry up and get the fuck out. That's it. That was kind of his attitude. It's like he didn't want to be bothered with no motherfucking body. I ain't like that about him. It wasn't friendly, you know, and everybody else was super cool. Everybody else was, you know, come kick it and all this. And, you know, even DMC prayed with us in the locker room before we came out and did the show. But nigga, you the Reverend Ron. You didn't even come in there and pray with us. That was fucked up. Got to hold hands with them and pray. I got a lot of little good stories for y'all that I could tell. And then let's see, after the Run DMC concert, see who I met next. I ended up opening up a show for Too Short. My next show was Too Short. So I opened up a show for Too Short, and at the time, it was at Club Cloud 9. And Too Short was there with a little boy that was about 10 years old. He was brown skinned, and I thought it was his son because Too Short kept saying that was his son. So when they said Too Short had his very first baby and this new little baby that he got now, I couldn't believe it because of the fact that when I met him, he had a young man with him. He said it was his son. You know what I'm saying? And he treated him like his son. He really treated that kid like his own son. But that happened to be his girlfriend's son that he was with at the time. And his girlfriend was the girl y'all see playing Menace to Society. When you look at Menace to Society, Too Short got a girlfriend that's light-skinned with some braids. That was his real girlfriend in real life, and that was her son. But I thought it was his son, but it wasn't his son. That was her son. But he claimed it as his, I guess because they was together at the time. But Too Short was hella cool, man. You know, I gave him, my manager told me to give him my demos on cassette, right? That my demo, back then, demos was on cassette. And he said, give him your demo. So I go to give, I take one demo from my manager. And he like, no, give him all these, give him these. And I was like, what? He gave me like five cassettes. I'm like, what? I say, hell, I'm trying to get one in his hand. You gonna give me 5 of these motherfuckers? And he was like, yeah, it's different. It's a different one on this one. I said, no. I said, well, just give me 2. Give me mine and give me the Haps. And that's what he did. And I took that shit over there. Well, I still had 3 in my hand, but I took that shit over there to Too Short. And Too Short, look, and I say, I got my demo I want to give you of me and my homeboys, because they was at the club too. We did everything together. So he looked, he reached out, okay, he said, okay, like that. So I give it to him, but my manager pressing me to give him all 5 of the goddamn tapes. So I finally give up. I give him the 2, which was me and the Haps. Then finally, he like, no, I'll give him them other 3. I don't know what's on these other 3, but he was like, you got something different? I'm like, something different on one of them. I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on with these other 3. I said, but damn, man, you know what I'm saying? You got me giving this man 5 goddamn demos. 1 is enough, or 2 from 2 different people. I said, but damn, 5 of these motherfuckers? So I had Too Short that. Y'all should have seen the look on his face. He looked at me like, what the fuck I supposed to do with these? List to all this shit? I supposed to listen to all of these? I'm looking like, yeah, man, my manager was looking like, oh my God. And I looked at my manager, and my manager looked at, he said, well, shoot, just take these 2. And he ended up getting the other 3 back. Man, that shit was crazy. Why would you give me 5 goddamn demos to give to one person to listen to? Come on, man. Trying to just get 1 in their hand is hard enough. And you gonna give me 5. But that shit was funny. The Too Short show went hard than a motherfucker. It was actually a pool party. And in the back of the club, they had some pull-up pools. Big old pull-up pools at the time, portable pools, big old it was like on some kind of a what you call that, balcony, like a pool. When they make a balcony, they set up in the air and not to the ground or nothing. That's how the pool was. It had like steps to it, and it had a deck on it and shit. It was 2 pools sitting in the back, and me and 4 Choice at the time, which consists of X and Devious Steve and Joe. I think Joe wasn't there. It was X, Devious Steve, me, Ice Drigas from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and we all in the pool. And so they in the pool, right? And these hoes get in the pool with them and shit, like bitches want to kick it and shit. So bitches get in the pool. And I'm standing there looking crazy because I'm gay and I know it, but they don't know it. And I'm like, damn, I ain't came out yet. So how in the fuck I supposed to, if I get in this pool, I'm gonna want to fuck with the girls too. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get in the pool because I knew if I got in that pool with all them hoes, I was liable to do it, what I know I would do. And I knew they didn't know I was gay. Nobody knew at that time. I held that shit in. I was like 19. I held that shit in, you know, until I was 21 years old. And that was after I stopped rapping on the stages and doing the shows. That was after, you know, For Choice and them and all of that. So they with the hoes and everything. So that was that show. And then who came after that? Let's see. Got Too Short. And then I opened up for BG Knockout. Yeah, he was next. I opened up for BG Knockout. Oh, whoa. I almost forgot. At the Too Short show, we ended up with a surprise celebrity popped up. And that surprise celebrity was Lil Jon. What? Okay. He was cool than a motherfucker, man. I'm finna tell y'all about all this shit. It's crazy. The stories get fun, though. They fun, but they crazy. They wild. You know, for me anyway, because I experienced it, but it was some fun shit. But Lil Jon came there, and he was promoting to the Too Short show, the pool party, and Lil Jon pulled up and he was promoting my Boo album. At night I think of you, I want to be your lady, baby. If your game is on, give me a call, boo. That's what he was promoting. And me and John took a picture. Me and Too Short took a picture. The picture of me and Too Short is on her. I lost the picture of me and Lil Jon and a lot of other motherfuckers. So I can't show y'all those, but I'm able to at least prove it with the Too Short picture. We did that show. And then that was that on that. And the next show after that I had coming up was with BG Knockout. And that's Baby Gangster from Easy E Camp. Real motherfucking G's. Real Compton City G's. Studio Gangster. Yeah, I was kicking it with BG Knockout. I opened up his show. And before I met BG, I had been in a club practicing, which was Cloud9 at the time. Most of my shows were at Cloud9. That's where I did a lot of my shows. So I was doing my practicing before BG got there. BG Knockout. I it's another BG, so I have to say the Knockout so y'all know the difference. But BG Knockout was there. And I was just, practicing my little stuff, getting ready, for my opening. And he kind of got there a little early. So me and him actually sat down at a table and we talked for a whole hour. I bullshit you not. We talked for a whole motherfucking hour. And he on her is my friend too. I follow him on her. And that's why I do. He was so fucking cool. Somebody stole my picture of you, BG. But we had a picture together. Somebody broke in my house at the time and they stole the photo album. I had a little small photo album full of pictures of a lot of pictures with me and artists, and somebody broke in my house and stole it. I don't know why the fuck a motherfucker would want some goddamn pictures, but they did. You can't have shit in the hood, They kept breaking in my house. I ain't have nothing in there. Didn't have no expensive shit. They was breaking in there, taking radios and little video games, motherfucking DVD player, or not DVD player, but VHS player, just stupid ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't worth coming in the crib for at that time, man. You can afford that on your own. Niggas weird and shit. But yeah, they stole my pictures, man. I know who stole it too. I know who broke in the house. They think I don't know to this day, and the same motherfucker did it. You know what? I speak to them when I see them out in public all the time. But nigga, I know you broke in my house. Pack. I'm going to just say that because you know I know you did it. I ain't got to say your whole nine. I could break it short. Pack. And you know I'm talking about you. Pack. Pac-Man. Pack. Crazy ass. Where the fuck my pictures at? You probably ain't got them motherfuckers no more. But yeah, I know you got them pictures though. If you didn't get them, somebody, this other wild head joker got them pictures and took them. Motherfucker, you wasn't gonna do shit with them. Why takes a whole photo album don't even belong to you? And they took my stepsister's picture too. My light-skinned stepsister picture. She gave my mama a nice photo of her and they took that. Niggas thought she was pretty and just took it. I know you did it, Pac. I just want to know if you still got the shit, give it back. But I doubt you do after all this time. And yeah, but I did the BG show. We sat down and talked for an hour. He was real cool. He talked back and forth about everything, all kinds of shit. He was real nice. We connected very well. And that's how I met Roy Mace Man Taylor, who was the promoter at the time with BG. And he on here too. What up, Roy? Roy Mace Man Taylor. Yeah. He was there, and that's how I met him. That was the first time I met him. And he was over Bone Thugs and Harmony and BG Knockout and a lot of other artists. He was a funk artist himself. From the Funkadelics. Is it the Funkadelics? I don't know. I don't want to misquote, but I know he from the funk band. I know it when I know it. I'm forgetful of the name, but yeah, I did the BG Knockout show. We talked an hour. I did my opening, and after BG Knockout did his song, it was over with. He left. After that, did a show for let's see, BG Knockout. I gotta remember, y'all. I gotta go back in times here and remember. BG Knockout Miss School. Okay, the next show was Society of Soul. Society of Soul came next, and I opened up that show. Now, Society of Soul, we just spoke to each other. We didn't really get to know each other, but we did speak to each other. So I opened up for them and met them. And then after them, who was it? Outkast had came, but I didn't do that show. For Choice did that show, and I didn't show up to that one. We normally show up to each other's shows, like all the shows. But I don't know what I had going that day that I couldn't come to that show. I can't remember what I had going, but I ain't go to that show. And they did a show with Outkast. They opened up for Outkast. I wish I would have got to meet Andre 3000 and Big Boy, because I admire they shit. I love their craft, you know. Let me see who else was around. Too Short. See, Too Short, Society of Soul. Too Short, Society of Soul. Got to think here. Society of Soul. Okay, and that's it as far as I remember on the show opening or artists, unless I go back and remember some. Now we could talk about some other people I met. When I was 18 in high school, I skipped one day. And I just so happened to skip school. I used to skip school every other Friday. Not the whole day of school, but I'll do the first 3 classes and you won't see me no more. And that was every other Friday. Until I got bored, then I started coming back to school. But those Fridays. But I would take off every other Friday from school. I'll do 3 classes and disappear. So one day we skipped. I did 3 classes and we skipped, and it was just so happened to be on TLC and Jodeci tour. It was a TLC Jodeci tour going on then. And when we skip school, we'll go places and get food and shit like that. You know, we'll go to the malls and look around and shit. And we ended up going to the St. Louis Convention Center to walk around the mall, just to, you know, get out and about and walk around the mall. Because we always went to the big mall, Fairview Heights Mall. So we decided we'll go on over to the St. Louis Convention Center, right? So we get over there, we walking around the mall and shit. And next thing you know, T-Boz and Chili walk up. And they walking behind us and shit. We like, what the fuck? And me and my friend at the time, Carrie, was like, damn, T-Boz and Chili up in this motherfucker. I was like, damn. We both like, damn, or whatever. I say, well, let's follow them. You know me, how I am. Let's follow them around and see what they doing. We finna follow them. This shit cool. Where Left Eye at? That's me. Where Left Eye at? I want to know where Left Eye at. But Left Eye wasn't there. Left Eye was at the hotel. But T-Boz and Chili was there, and they was walking around and everything, and Chili had on like these white shorts and a white shirt, and T-Boz, I want to say, had on a yellow shirt and some jeans and some black shades, and and we following them and shit, right? So T-Boz ended up going in Foot Locker. And I follow her up in there. I'm right behind her motherfucking ass. She with one bodyguard and her. So she walk up, she looking at some shirts that's hanging up on the wall of the Foot Locker. And I come in there, and I know she looking at the shirt, so I walk behind her and get on like the other side of her, and it's like a aisle. Okay, it's like an aisle right there. And I walk past her in this aisle, right? But she looking at the wall. It's a wall there. And then back here, like where my head at, would be where the shoes was at and the clothes up there on the wall. So she's standing up there looking up there at the wall, and I'm right here where the shoes at. So I get behind her and shit. And then I say, nah, let me go back over to the side. So I get over to the side because she had just walked in the store coming inward. You know what I'm saying? Like that. She was coming inward. And I was standing like right up in here. So when she coming inward, I'll get my hand right here. When she was coming inward like this, I was already standing there like that in the aisle. So when she turned around from looking at the shirts, I was standing my ass right there in her face. And she was just staring at me, and I'm just staring at her. Man, she was fine, the motherfucker, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. She got some pretty hazel-ass brown eyes. Ooh, she got some pretty-ass hazel brown eyes. But she was, you could see them bitches through that, through her shades. Like, you could see her eyes. She didn't have them real deep, dark shades, but they were dark, but you could see her eyes. Man, she had them sexy-ass hazel brown eyes, bro. Ain't even really hazel. It's like a honey color. I can't even describe it. They just pretty and light and brown. But she was standing there. She didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. And she stood there for a minute. Like, she stood there a few more seconds. Like, is she gonna move or is she gonna say something or something? And I'm just looking at her like, God damn, I can't say shit, not even hi, nothing. I was starstruck because I had a little crush on her. That's why I couldn't say nothing, y'all. I had a crush on her. I had a crush on that motherfucker. So I couldn't say shit. I was only 18, y'all. Damn, I was a kid too. But I was starstruck. I couldn't say shit. So she looked at me like, okay, then. It was like, she kind of did this like, I'm finna get out this store. She ended up leaving. She walked out of the store and she went on across to Baker's Shoes. Baker's Shoes. Her and Chili was in Baker's Shoes. So I went in Baker's Shoes and pretend I'm in there looking around. This is funny. So I'm in there pretending I'm looking around. You know what that shit look like? You pretending you buying something and shit. That's how I was looking. That's why I'm laughing. So I went in there looking around in Baker's, knowing I wasn't going to buy shit. Then when they left Baker's, she went into the Banana Republic, one of her favorite stores. So she went in Banana Republic. Chili went into something, and I ended up catching Chili coming back out, and we actually talked to Chili. I wasn't scared of Chili like I was T-Boz, because I had the crush on T-Boz. So Chili was fine than a motherfucker too. She's very muscular in her legs and stuff. Like, she well fit. That's what I'm saying. She's well fit. Arms, legs, she's well fit. But she came down and I'm like, damn. So me and my friend, we talked to Chili, and we, having fun with her, talking to her for a few minutes. Then we stopped talking to her. And that's how that day went. She the one told us where Left Eye was. You know what I'm saying? We like, where Left Eye at? I was overwhelmed. Where Left Eye at? She in one of these stores? And she was like, nah, she didn't come with us. She's still at the hotel. So unfortunately, I miss Left Eye, Lisa Lopez. Let me see. Yeah, I got to do some thinking, y'all. I'm getting old. It's a TLC story. Okay, and then one time I talked to Usher on the phone, and that was when Usher dropped his first album, which was My Way. That was when they first put him on. Nice and slow. I don't want that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I've been waiting to hear for so long. Yeah, them days. When he first came out, that first song, it was kind of like a fast song. But I met Usher, and at that time, he was 14 years old. I didn't know how old he was. Now I do, that I'm older back then. But I didn't know at that time. And he was at the radio station, which would have been Magic 108 FM. St. Louis radio, and he was on there talking. So I said, well, let me call it to the radio station because I like Usher and I want to talk to him. So I called Usher and we talked for about 2.5 minutes. And I asked my little questions, and finally I got to this one last question. And the question was, how old are you? And Usher stopped talking. And I'm like, damn, what's going on? He got me on hold or some shit? Wasn't nothing saying nothing. I said, well, Usher, how old are you? And he didn't say nothing. And then I heard the talking in the background, and I heard a man say, just hang up, like that. And he hung the motherfucking phone up. Usher wanted to tell me, though. He wanted to tell me his age. She said, well, and then it's like somebody stopped him. And then you could hear it was quiet. And then he was like, just hang up. So he was 14 years old when he cut that album and came to that station. I looked it up online to see, his age and date then to know how old he was. But I think the person that told him to hang up was Diddy at the time. I didn't know it, but I believe that's probably who told him to hang up because he didn't want nobody to know his age. That's what I got from it. Now that I'm older and kind of understand shit better and stuff. But yeah, they told him to hang the motherfucking phone up. I also talked to TLC on TV, and they was on the Tavis Smiley show. I called them, we talked a while, and that was pretty cool. I also talked to the dude from The Young and the Restless, Shamar Moore, the one everybody liked it, the one that playing all the different movies, the brothers and all of that. I spoke with him on the phone. He was cool, hella cool. T-Boz is hella cool over the phone. I finally opened my mouth and said something to her, calling in that show. Let me see. It's a lot of memories. I gotta I gotta remember each person so I don't forget nobody. Okay, and then I started doing the TV show in 2001 on TV 13, which was ran by my bad. I did a TV show on TV 13, which was the East St. Louis channel at the time. And every Friday, I would go there and do a show for the kids. It was a kids show. It was called the East St. Louis Civic Center Youth Center. And I would go there and do a show. And try to be there for the kids, because a lot of my shows, the kids liked me. Like, I came up to Clark School. I did some junior high schools and middle schools, and the kids loved me. I came to St. Louis and did a school over there, a little bitty kids school. That was my first time ever doing kids school. That was like 6 and 7 years old, and they loved my song Cooler Than Cool and Creepy Crawl. That was cool too. So I'm giving stories that I never gave before. But yeah, let me see. I did that TV show. Oh yeah, I did that TV show on TV 13. And when I did it, I would normally come to that show every Friday. But this particular Friday, I didn't show up. And that particular Friday that I decided to take a break, Left Eye brought her ass down there. Long and behold, here come Left Eye. I missed her at the mall. It wasn't meant for me to see Lisa, man. It wasn't meant for me to see no Left Eye. It just wasn't meant to be. It's like destiny tried to make us meet each other, but every time the opportunity was there, she wasn't fucking there. Or I wasn't there. That shit was crazy. That shit crazy to me to this day. And I explain it even more why it's so fucking crazy to me. But she came down to the TV show and she was looking for a rapper for her group Black at the time. I didn't go, so somebody else got the gig to be in Black. And a little bit after that is when Left Eye died in Honduras. I wish I did get to meet Left Eye, because I don't know what it was about them and even some other artists, but I don't know I guess because I really liked them so much. I don't know, but it's some connection beyond just, you know how you never met a person before, talk to them or nothing, but it's a connection. It's a real connection there. So it's like God was connecting us. God knew I loved the hell out this group. So I got to meet them. I got to run into the mall and meet them. I got my favorite one of that group to actually come down here to try to sign me to the group Black, though. And I didn't see her, man. It wasn't meant to be, y'all. Me and her, we wanted it's like our body universally wanted to link and meet, but for some reason it kept unconnecting. It's like we wanted to connect, but we couldn't. Something was always stopping it. I had a dream about them when I was 18 years old, that I was at the Grammy Awards and they called my name. I'll never forget that dream. We were sitting this is a dream, y'all. This ain't part of the story that's true. It's my dream I had when I was 18 about TLC. We was at the Grammys, sitting in the front row. I was sitting with them. They was sitting, it was like them three sitting together and me on the side. They called my name when I won for the song Cooler Than Cool. I'm crying all this shit, happy, go to the stage or whatever, and I wake up out this dream. Next thing you know, I meet them at the mall. And Left Eye comes to the damn TV show, and we never crossed paths. Not at the mall, not on the TV show. That's just weird. That shit was crazy. It's like I dreamed them up to come to me. But I didn't. It's just like God knew that I love music and the entertainment business, and he knew who I wanted to work with, who I wanted to meet and speak with. He knew. And it's like he make a way for them to get to me. And he still do that shit right now. I swear to God, I'm not lying. And crossing paths like that and not getting to talk to the person hurt. Because we definitely tried to connect. But it was something there, probably the devil, that wouldn't let us. If I had met Left Eye that day she came to the TV show, it's a possibility when she went to Honduras and died in that car accident, I would have been there because her group Black was there in Honduras in that car with her when they flipped over and killed her. I would have been that person sitting in that back seat. That shit crazy, yo. That shit crazy, man. For real, for real. And everything I'm saying to y'all, it's not cap. It's not fake. It ain't no written script. It's true. But like I said, just wasn't meant. I love and respect. And she was one of my favorite rappers. But we could not get to meet each other. She met everybody but me. She met Pop. She met DMX. She met Aaliyah. She met everybody but me. That's crazy. But was there in the place, in the area to meet me and never fucking met me, man. That's crazy. But anyway, I'm going with some more part of the stories. I had to get that out the way because it was like a 3-part to TLC. Not only did I meet him in the mall, but I talked to him on the phone, and Lisa Left Eye came down to the TV show that I worked on, which was Channel 13. The East St. Louis Civic Center Children Variety Show. That was the name of it. It's still tapes of that show. I just need to know where they at. Harold Lowry at the time was the one over that show. And he passed away. And I didn't even know he passed away, but he passed away here not long ago. Couple of years or a year, and I didn't know he passed. And he my friend on Facebook, but he came and seen me at my shop. You know, he didn't look sick or nothing when I seen him, but he came to my shop and he was telling me how he bought a building in St. Louis and had a business, you know, in St. Louis that he had. And he wanted to link up and do some stuff. That was the first thing he said, I want to link up and do something with you. He had bought a building over there. I guess he had made a TV show over there. I don't know what Harold had going, but I know he always had TV shows. That's what he do. And that's how I got on Hot Videos. On TV 13 too, with Hot Videos. Harold did that. Harold did all that shit, man. And one of you motherfuckers reported my post that I wrote about Harold Lowry the other day on some hating ass shit, and ain't nobody did that but an East St. Louis motherfucker, because y'all the only motherfuckers know Harold, or one of you St. Louis motherfucking artists did that shit. I don't think his family would have did no shit like that, and I'm showing love to it. One of y'all sorry asses did it because y'all jealous. Stupid motherfuckers. You didn't get to do a show. So you want to sit there and report some shit and act like it was a violation here on Facebook because you mad that I show love to that man and tagged that to his name because I didn't fucking get to go pay my respect to him at his funeral. I didn't even know the man died. But y'all got the nerve to be mad and fuck with my shit when I post something on there. If y'all don't like me or you got a problem with me or you jealous or whatever, get your bitch ass off here then. I don't need you here watching this shit just to press a button on a motherfucker. I did that shit with her, whether you bitch ass motherfuckers like it or not. It happened, bitch. And can't nobody erase that shit. It happened. It's memory. It's memorabilia, motherfucker. And he got about 100 and some tapes with my face on it doing them shows with him. So fuck y'all. Hating ass motherfuckers. That's why y'all ain't getting no goddamn wearing this bitch and you still here. Cause you ain't trying to do nothing but hate, goddamn it. You ain't trying to do nothing. You faking, you snaking, you hate. That's all you is. That's why I don't run with every motherfucking body. Fuck all that. I see the demons in motherfucker. But I ain't finna go into all of that. I don't know. People make you say shit. But that's just fucked up that I have to tell this story. And somebody pressed that button the other day, and I'm going to prove it when I get off of her. I'm going to put up the violation that this liar reported that was on her thing, thanking him about that TV show and Left Eye and all that shit. They was jealous. Oh, jealous ass, bitch ass motherfuckers. They always jealous of something. Big grown ass, gay ass motherfuckers still worried about another grown motherfucker. Stupid motherfuckers. Y'all just stupid, ignorant. Lost and shit. Ain't woke worth shit. Still on that white man country ass bunking shit. Hating on a motherfucker. Jealous of a motherfucker. Like somebody stopping y'all from doing any motherfucking thing. But anyway, let me carry on with some more of my stories. You got that with her. I did the mystical one at the TV show. And at the club, at the club. Oh, I did a show opening for 8 Ball and MJG, and 8 Ball and MJG is cool as shit. We also gave they manager them. We gave Ball. Matter of fact, we gave Ball my demo and for not for a choice. They was the Haps then. We gave the Haps and my seat. I gave my demo and the Haps demo also to 8 Ball and MJG. We had a ball that night. We had performed at Chocolate City. That was on State Street. We performed at Chocolate City. And matter of fact, it's a video out there where you can see Chocolate City when it used to be right there in that spot. But we performed at Chocolate City. And when I gave Ball them tapes, he gave that same look Too Short gave, because here again, my manager want to give a 5. But Ball took the tape, you know what I'm saying? Ball took a tape. He took one tape. He took my Cooler Than Cool. And my manager was talking business, and Ball was like, had this look on his face like he didn't want to talk that kind of shit at that moment because we was in the club. He didn't want to be bothered with that. So I kind of talked a little bit to kind of ease the conversation into something else slowly, and it kind of worked, you know what I'm saying? And they went over into the VIP room. They had a VIP room in Chocolate City, right? And in the VIP room, it was full of bitches. It was maybe a couple of dudes in there, but it was all women in there, man. Ball and G was in there, man, smoking so much goddamn weed. I said it was about 30 blunts in rotation going around the room. About 30 blunts. Blunt after blunt after blunt. You hit one, the next one was coming to your ass. Wasn't no stopping. They was just going around and around and around for about an hour. Then about an hour stripping that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Stripping that bitch. She dancing on balls. She dancing on MJG and shit, giving them they dance and shit. I'm sitting over there smoking weed and all this bullshit sitting up in there. And they get on stage after that. They get on stage, and after they finish with the stage, they go over to the second show. It's the second show in St. Louis on the landing called Jades on the Landing. So we performed there next. We did that show next. And when we went over there, 8Ball decided he wanted to try to holler at me. He was like, hey, come here. He was like, come here, Bitty. What's up with you? What's your name? I said, I told you that at the other show. He said, I forgot. I'm high. You know, baby, we be smoking weed and shit and all this. I'm like, Kool-Aid, remember? He was like, oh, yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right. He was like, yeah, I like you and all of this and shit. He was trying to holler. And I was like, oh, okay, or whatever. You know, I wasn't going. I was 18. I was 19. I was of age. But I was like, no, whatever. And he was laughing. We laughed, and we had a good ass conversation, I would say, for about 10 minutes. And then they did their thing. I did my thing first, because I had to open it up. And then they did their thing. And then everybody went home. That show was fun as hell, but the best one was at Chocolate City when the bitches was there, all the hoes, and then the strippers, and then all the blunts getting passed around, all that ass around there naked and shaking. Man, shit, it was fun to motherfucking damn. My homeboys got mad because they didn't get in. They like, why they let Kool-Aid in? They ain't let us in. We all together. But they did that because they wanted women in there. You know what I'm saying? They wanted just women in there. They wanted to, be players. So I ended up telling them, no, let them in. They with me. You know what I'm saying? So all of us came in that motherfucker. And of course, they all on the bitches too. So it's bitches for everybody. I just was talking to them and giggling with the hoes. Nobody knew I was gay and I didn't present it or show it. So I ain't try to get on no pussy. So my team wouldn't knew that I was gay or whatever. Anyway, to go to some more stories, see, good. Hey, but I had went to a Brat concert. Brat came to town. That was on her Funkified album. She came to the Max. That was the first time I saw the Brat. That was her first show in the city that she came. And she came in. Her bodyguard was overly protective of her. You didn't want nobody to even come say nothing to the bitch, But I did, being me. I spoke to her, hey, how you doing? She was like, how you doing? I said, I like your music or whatever. She was like, thank you. And I left it at that because her stupid ass bodyguard was acting like somebody want to eat her alive or something, you know what I'm saying? So that's what happened that day. And then she came another time and did another show. And it was at the club, the Facade. They came to the Facade. I think that was, yeah. Was that the Facade? I don't know what that little part was, but it was another pool party, y'all. They had a pool out there, but it wasn't nobody hardly in the pool. It was kind of chilly that day. But the concert consists of the Brat, Nonchalant, and MC Light. So I got to see all three of them that day. It was a female concert. It was the Brat, Nonchalant, and MC Light. And I finally got to talk to the Brat. Brat was on the stage. Like, we got there early. So they was just playing instrumentals and shit, like music. And they would play some instrumentals. And then the DJ would like spin and then play some records and shit. So wasn't nobody on the stage and people just talking and walking around and shit like that. And I'm like, well, fuck, he up there spinning the shit on some beats and different little music. I wouldn't mind getting up there spinning one of them instrumentals he got while we wait on the artist to come. So I'm looking and I'm like, damn, how the fuck I'm gonna get to it? So next thing I know, the Brat show up and she was with her friend, little brown skin gal. Her name was Nicole. Nicole Jackson, to be exact. I know what her friend name was, Nicole Jackson. And she was there with her, and Nicole and her was talking like in the back of in the back part of the stage while the DJ was up front, like. And Nicole kind of came out there toward the front of the stage, and I'm like, Nicole, and she looked at me. I'm like, come here. She looking at me like, how the hell you know my name and shit? But me being me in the music business, I knew everybody's name. I knew who your friends was. I knew you knew celebrities' real names instead of they stage names. All that shit. Cause I was a true fan of people. So Nicole comes and I say, well, can you ask the brat to see if she could ask Jermaine Dupri if I could rap until they get ready to get on stage and before they get ready and get on stage and do their shows, or until they get on here, that way y'all have somebody doing something while we waiting. And she said, yeah, I'll go ask her whatever. So she go over there and ask the Brat. Brat look at me and she pointing at me and shit. Brat come over there and sit down on the stage and looking at me, talking to me and shit. And I'm like, telling her how I like her music. She was doing her Tantrum album at the time. And she had gave me this little like Tantrum promotion card with just her eyes on it, and she signed that for me. I lost that in that car accident too, y'all. The Brat autograph on that. But we sat and talked that day for like 5 minutes. We had a good old conversation going. And I said, well, can you get Jermaine to do this or whatever? She said, I don't know, but I could see for you if you want me to. I said, yeah, check it out. See what he doing. So she went over there and asked Jermaine Dupri, y'all, and he gonna say some, nah. This nigga ain't doing shit but sitting up in the bitch face, sitting on the goddamn speaker that's on stage talking to a bitch. And I'm like, she come back. Well, she went and asked him, and she like, you know, would you let this girl rap? And I'm sitting there looking at her, right? He shaking his head, nah. And I'm looking at him like, damn, I can't do shit and y'all ain't doing shit. The beat's just playing. Ain't nobody on the stage and we bored. We just out here waiting on the artist. So she kind of like, she was saying something back like, damn, that's fucked up. You ain't gonna let her rap. You could see she was having words. It wasn't like arguing or nothing like that. You could see she was saying like, why you can't just let her rap? We ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? I respect the Brat for that. That's why I love the Brat, man. That's why I love the Brat. But I felt she copied, so I couldn't get mad at her because she showed me a lot of love. I ain't gonna lie on that. So she went and asked. She come back and tell me, but he said you can't. I said, well, damn, why not? Ain't nobody up here and y'all just playing tracks anyway. That's crazy. She said, I don't know. He acting funny. I said, all right, then. It's cool. I said, I appreciate you doing it for me. And that's that. We talk, boom, boom, chop it up. It's over with. So they do this show. Nonchalant comes out first. 5 o'clock in the morning. Where are you gonna be? Outside on the corner. You gotta get yourself together. Why you wasting all your time riding along with your mind? She ended up coming off the stage into the crowd. And I got to, pat hands with her like, what up? And the Brat was next after that. She did her show. And then MC Light came on stage and she did her show. And then it was over with. But yeah, that was a real good show. And that's how I met the Brat and spoke with the Brat. I done seen Brat 3 times, but that go into a later part after I tell these other stories like I did with TLC. Let me see. Whew. It's late and I'm trying to think. I met a lot of radio hosts. The main one, I met him at Sable Sound. Matter of fact, at that concert. But he knew who I was because he worked on St. Louis radio. Hold up, I'm hot, y'all. He worked on St. Louis radio. So everybody knew me because I came down to Sable Sound, which was inside of the radio station. And I recorded my radio tribute song to the radio station Magic 108 at Magic 108 inside of their studio, Sable Sound. Somebody hated on me and didn't want to promote that radio song that I made because I was from a different state. So they had another girl to make a phony one up, and it didn't sound like shit compared to mine. My shit was hard in the motherfucker. And you can also hear that on Reverb Nation. It's called 108. That was the radio show promotion I did. So y'all know I ain't lying. Oh, I got the receipts. But yeah, I made that up. And because I wasn't at that time in St. Louis and coming out of Illinois, they took and hated on the fact that where I guess I came from and didn't want to play my song. They had another girl to make one, the same old shit up with a different, her own thing. And it didn't sound like shit, man. My shit was hard. My shit hollered out everybody on the station, from the morning crew to the late crew to the night crew to the weekend crew. I had that shit hard. Y'all go listen to it on Reverb Nation. It's called 108. But I'm gonna take this thing out my head. But yeah, I did that. Bald-headed, light-skinned dude. I can't think of his name right now. It's late, y'all, and I'm tired. I've been playing music and shit. My thinking process, and I'm, kind of fucked up right now. I'm sorry. That's why I like to do these talks earlier in the day, because I forget. When I'm tired like this, it's hard to kind of remember things, to pull them like I normally can. But yeah, that happened then, and let's see who else. I don't know. I'm tired, y'all. What time is it? What time is it? It's 2:00 in the goddamn morning. So I'm going to end the stories right here for now, and I'll come up with part 2 tomorrow. All right, y'all. Peace, love. My eyes hurt. Peace, love. That's why I can't think. My eyes hurt. Peace, love, y'all. And tune in tomorrow. I'll finish the story. I'll try to get in here early and do it. Because this don't make no sense. This don't make no sense how my eyes feel like bricks right now. They heavy. You know what I'm saying? I can't think. It's like my brain just stopped working or something while I'm talking to y'all. It's like fucked up. I'm fucked up right now. Shit, it's hard to think. But I had a rest for y'all tomorrow. It's a lot more, but I'm trying to tell them in order. I'm not trying to scatter the stories. I'm telling them over years' time, because I can easily tell you something new right now from today, but I don't want to do that. I want to show y'all the process. You know what I'm saying? Not get straight to it. You know what I mean? So I'll tell y'all the rest of these stories and about these celebrities tomorrow, all right, that I got to talk to or whatever. All right, love, peace, y'all. I'm out. I'm tired. My eyes, look. These motherfucker hurt these lids sore or something, like it feel like bricks. I'm out, y'all, later.